He might have more of a chance if it's an open game. I've got a feeling Eterito might have the quality that possibly Tiamat didn't have in that semi-final. Now remember guys, both of these players have already qualified now for the World Finals, having come all the way to the final here in the EU Regionals. In terms of the qualifications, they're done, but they want the pride now, Harry, don't they? They want to win it.
They do, yeah. You want to go through to the World Finals being the regional final champions. So that's what these two players up there on the stage are playing for at the moment. It is Venom in his trademark PSG team. Also Eterito, the world champion, playing in the Arsenal strip as Arsenal.
Absolutely. So, on paper, and we've said it many times, on paper, Eterito the favourite, the most decorated player in PES League history, against a late riser to the scene, 29 years of age, Venom, but he's finally found his boots for sure. He's qualified already, and it might just be that moment. And possibly the way to get past Eterito is to ruffle the feathers. He did say, I'm coming for you in that after he qualified in Germany, and possibly that might be the tactic used after they played each other many times earlier in the decade, sort of 2013-14, and he's in again here, and it's a chance for Venom, and the first chance of the match comes once again for the underdog, Harry.
Absolutely, and Venom said he was coming for Eterito. This is his chance, this is his opportunity to be a man of his word. An early chance there, not sure if that took a deflection off an Arsenal player, it did. So it will be a corner here for the Italian representing Germany. Yeah,
the corner comes and goes as Edison Cavani's flick goes straight through to Petaceka. Kick out from Eterito, and it's an interesting one because it's a poor touch from Hector Bellerin and possible nerves, you know, from the world champion. You never know. A very uncharacteristic, Harry, as Danny Welbeck picks the ball up and now finds Aubameyang a chance to play it out towards Iwobi. The first real chance for Eterito to get into his stride. We know he likes to start fast. He's not had a chance, but now he does. And the touch from Aubameyang was a poor one, but promising signs for the full Italian, you could say.
Yeah, just a little worrying there. Maybe some warning signs for Venom. He has to watch out for Eterito. This is still the world champion. He still has that amazing attack. And look at this. He has more Arsenal players coming forward.
Oh, it's another chance here for Iwobi. It drops, and the world champion takes the lead, and no celebration whatsoever. He knows how important it is to stay composed and not get into that battle of celebrations, which I'm guessing Venom would probably win, Harry.
Absolutely. It's just vintage Eterito, isn't it? So many times we've seen him just chip the ball up to a player like Aubameyang. That's what he did here. Got very fortunate here that the PSG defender just didn't.
Yeah, it looked like Thiago Silva headed it straight to him, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, but either way, Eterito, the world champion, the beneficiary, no celebration on the stage, on the pitch, a different story.
Yeah.
The world champion, advantage him.
Absolutely. The guys in the studio said how important it was for Venom to get that first goal if he was to take any sort of chance in this final against the reigning world champion. He hasn't got it. Can he respond? Well, it's a good start as Angel Di Maria tries to poke it through to Edison Cavani. He has made a few inroads, but most importantly, he hasn't been able to make that killer final shot on goal as Angel Di Maria pops it off in the midfield there for PSG, and now out towards Weah, and one back this time by Maitland-Niles, forward towards Aubameyang. He's got support from Iwobi on the right-hand side. More good possession here from the world champion Eterito. Now finds Iwobi onto Aubameyang. This is wonderful stuff here from Eterito. Finds Danny Welbeck, just waiting for that final last chance to pull the trigger. He's taking an age, it seems, to do it, but is he waiting for that perfect moment? Oh, he's put it the wrong side of the post, Harry.
So patient there in his offence, Eterito. That's because Venom had so many players back. He was pulling defenders, covering the near post, covering somewhat the far post, but again, that header just the wrong side of the netting, and you'd say after that good little offensive spell there from Eterito, you might think, hey, he's 1-0 up, he's having some good offence, maybe we're looking at this tie over, but look at this, it's Venom coming forward again.
25 minutes, Angel Di Maria skips into the area. Good challenge though from Kolasinac. What are you seeing from Venom? How is he going to make the inroads? Because he sort of looks like he could potentially, but then it's falling short, isn't it?
Yeah, you're looking for Cavani to try and get through, but look at this, it's Eterito through again with Maitland-Niles, and still with possession in Venom's half, but I'll come back to that point here as
Oh, he's turned into trouble. He's given it straight to Iwobi. Oh, he's missed it. That was a massive chance for Iwobi. He should have gone far post, you feel. He's gone straight down the middle. And what on earth is Venom doing here, Harry?
Defensively needs to be much more solid against Eterito. He usually makes people pay. He's lucky to be only one down at the moment as a corner will come in from the Italian world champion. Yeah,
it was usually, like you said, he's usually clinical. And that certainly was one of the biggest chances we've seen come and go for Eterito in well, I would say a couple of years. I've not seen him miss a chance like that. As the ball comes in towards Iwobi, now drops towards Buffon. It's an easy save in the end. Crucially, he is winning 1-0, but it really should have been 2, shouldn't it?
It should have been 2. And coming back to your question about what Venom needs to do differently, try and get that man Cavani on the ball. That's what he's been using to great effect. Cavani has been the point man for him, sparking his offense. And honestly, you're looking for the attacking prowess of Cavani, using his strength to hold up the ball and try and let the likes of Di Maria, the likes of Weah. You have also Kylian Mbappe over there as well, course, so maybe starting to use some of those men. But honestly, it comes down to Cavani. If you can get him on the ball and use him almost like a backboard and let that be the spring for your offense.
What's difficult, what he's finding difficult, Venom, is the fact that he's trying to get Cavani on the ball on the edge of the area, but Eterito's back four is so narrow, he's not finding any space whatsoever. And now Maitland-Niles on the left-hand side for Eterito in the attacking third as Danny Welbeck finds Aubameyang. Could be it. It's 2-0 to the Italian, and the world champion is sailing towards another title. He's already qualified for the world finals, but he's making another name for himself, isn't he?
Poor defence there from Venom. Should just be hoofing that one clear. I think it's Kempembe who just after this nice little interception feeds it right back to Welbeck, and then I mean, who else is going to score the goal right there for Arsenal? It's another goal in the competition for that man, and Eterito 2 to the good now, you have to say, for Venom. He needs to get something going pretty quickly because Eterito is starting to find his gear. He's starting to move into a bit of a groove here in the grand finals.
Absolutely. We were talking how Tiamat is the only player to defy Eterito in recent years, and that chance was taken away from him by Venom, who deservedly qualified after that 5-2 victory in that semi-final against the Frenchman. But crucially, Eterito is looking to make easy work of this final as Neymar tries to get across him. But once again, I'm so impressed with how Eterito has set up his defence after taking on board what people have been saying about how he needed to improve his defensive game if he wanted to be the best of all time. And he's certainly, like I said, staking a claim to be that man, isn't he?
Yeah, think about the last 20 minutes in game. Not really seen a whole lot of attacking prowess from Venom, to be honest with you. It's been mostly Eterito threatening. So defensively, you're right, it's been tremendous defensive work from Eterito, and he's coming forward again here with Iwobi.
Yeah, Iwobi pops it off towards Mkhitaryan, now finds Danny Welbeck on the overlap on the left-hand side. The numbers fly across here. Oh, controversial. He almost went down. He stayed on his feet. He turns inside. It's Welbeck. It's Mkhitaryan. It's saved by the goalkeeper. And surely, oh, what's he doing? No! He's done it again. And Venom has made 2 huge errors here in the biggest of all stages. And that's got to be hard to take, Harry, because he's gifted the world champion 2 goals.
Gifted is the word. We're seeing the replay right now off your screens, but that's calamitous defending. Buffon makes the save, gets the pass back, just hoofed the ball up. Why are you taking a touch there? That's going to be the Arsenal man again. I believe that's Aubameyang.
He scored goals for fun today, and I'm sorry, but I've got to say it. The cliche, Christmas is only a couple of weeks away, but what a present, what a gift that was. From Venom to Eterito, and Eterito hasn't celebrated a single goal. This does feel to me like a little bit of a grudge match, because usually he celebrates, he's a bit more free, maybe he's staying completely focused to make sure that he doesn't let anything slip, because he's had a couple of scares earlier on in the tournament when he led a 3-0 lead, slipped to 3-2, and then he obviously went on to win 4-2. But 2 minutes into this second half, the changes will probably be coming from Venom, you feel, Harry?
Yeah, in the next few minutes, I wouldn't be surprised whether that's in-game minutes or out-of-game minutes, but he has to change something, because 3-0 down, he hasn't really had too many attacking opportunities. It's been very solid defensive work from Eterito, and comparatively on the other side, Venom's defence has been very unsure. It's been very sporadic. He hasn't really seemed to know what to do with the ball once he wins it back from Eterito, whether it be going forward or trying to clear the ball. And here are those changes. We're going to have to keep an eye on what Venom changes.
What does he do here then, Harry? Formation, personnel, both?
Yeah, maybe you have to put a few more men up the pitch, because ultimately you need goals. You're down 3-0 at the moment in the second half. You have less than a half left to play. You have to maybe get
equally, does he want to lose by a massive goal margin, which could happen obviously if he throws caution to the wind?
I mean, it could, but at the same time you have to think this isn't the group stages. Goal difference don't matter at the moment. All that matters is the goals at the end of the game, the final score, and you're not going to get goals back playing the way you are. You have to make some form of changes. Not sure if he actually made any formation or tactical changes at all. I think it was just a change in personnel, so maybe some fresh legs is all that Venom feels he needs to get back in this game.
Absolutely. Mbappe pops it off towards Weah. Kolasinac with a easy challenge again, and Arsenal looking so resolute at the back. Aubameyang now plays it into Mkhitaryan. He's got an overlap on the right-hand side through Iwobi. He's now got Aubameyang through the middle as well if he can find him, but he's been forced wide by Marquinhos, but he's turned in again. It's in towards that man, Aubameyang, and this man scores goals for fun. Eterito, the world champion, showing exactly why he's that. What a player, Harry. What
a player, and what a goal. This is just ultimate composure right here. To find Aubameyang at the front post, amazing header, but at the start of this break he actually had two players over at the far post completely unmarked. Instead decided to play it down the wing with Iwobi, I believe it was, and then the amazing cross again. It's that lobbed pass finding Aubameyang, the man who's been scoring so much for Arsenal throughout this entire tournament. And more changes here coming in. In fact, I believe this is Eterito making changes.
Yeah, it does indeed. And what's he? I mean, how many superlatives can you say about the man? He just oozes class, Eterito. And we talked about how impressive he's been in this tournament. But if he were to score 4 in a group stage match, you'd say, okay, it's 4-0. That's impressive. He's doing it in a final, Harry.
Yeah.
How impressive is that?
I mean, it just speaks to the level of class and the level of skill that this man possesses. His accolades, they all look great on paper, but what really matters is when you get it done in this fashion, in this kind of competition. That just speaks more than any accolades possibly could here for Eterito. He's really showing his class.
Absolutely, and you've got family and friends watching down there as well, and they must be so proud to see their man doing it on the biggest stage of all, as Danny Welbeck turns infield towards Lacazette, now finds Iwobi, and well, it could be anything at this moment in time, because other than the one glaring miss, he's pretty much scored every time he's had a chance, as Thiago Silva mops up the danger on this occasion. And now Weah, you kind of feel for Venom, he could do with getting a goal or two just for that little bit of pride. Of course, he's not done himself any misjustice here, getting to the final, beating some massive opponents in his wake. But yeah, you certainly don't really want to lose a final to this, do you?
No, certainly not in this fashion. You want to at least, again, get a goal to your name, but world champion again, trying to fashion something, and oh wow, the lucky bounce almost working in his favour, and it does in the end bounce back to Welbeck.
And it's Lacazette on the edge of the area, pops it in towards the danger area. Again, it's forced away, and a chance for Diarra to bring the ball up towards Edison Cavani, and again Edison Cavani just swamped, this time by Socrates, and Arsenal have played that game. I don't know whether it's something that Eterito's purposely doing, because every time Edison Cavani gets the ball, he's crowded out by 3 or 4 players as Danny Welbeck tries to get the shot in. It could have been 5, good challenge in the end, and a chance for Mbappe to counter-attack through Edison Cavani, and again 2 players on him, and the header from the Arsenal centre-back, I believe it was Socrates again, does all the damage to bring the ball away.
Just think back to the last 45 minutes, Adam. I mean, we haven't really seen
There's no inroads, has it?
Form of attack, honestly, from Venom. I mean, it's been all Eterito.
It's been almost as impressive defensively as going forwards, and he's in again here. It's Lacazette towards the back post. Iwobi was waiting for that first-time volley, but PSG just managed to scramble it away, and you kind of feel it's damage limitations now.
Yeah, great composure there again from Eterito. Had Lacazette unfortunately got shoved by the PSG defender, so said, hey, instead of shooting here, I'm just going to try and flick it on for Iwobi, who, like you said, was waiting for that first-time volley. But some good defensive work there from Venom. But again, defence is not what you want. You want attack at this point.
The thing that worries me is we've talked about the different ways of stopping Eterito, and every time we come up with something, an idea, a glimpse for someone at home watching, thinking, I want to be world champion, he just sort of throws it back in our faces. The final one we've had is ruffle his feathers with I'm coming for you in the qualifiers, and well, an emphatic 4-0 says I'm not taking that with any pinch of salt. I will smash you into the stratosphere in gaming terms as Mbappe plays it forward towards Edison Cavani. A real chance here for the first goal for Venom, and cleared off the line. What a chance. He's the first time he's managed to get away, wasn't it?
Yep, and Eterito again, a great defensive showing from him, even if it is last ditch. Good finish choice there from Venom, but now it's Eterito again coming forward.
Yeah, Lacazette just crowded out again. It's been a little bit of a better defensive display from Venom in the last 15 minutes or so, but it's too little too late. Then it's still Eterito who has the all-important possession as we tick into the final minutes here. The world champion, the